Hi guys, so this is my analysis update on the XY guys. I'm going to do a recap on the XY. So what was I expecting on the XY? If you watch my previous analysis on the XY, I was predicting the XY to push to the upside to our target, which is 104.261, but I said there's a possibility for it to push down to retest the zone, retest a zone before we continue to push to the upside. That was a possibility I had. We can see that this broke the zone, right? I was expecting some sort of like a retest and push to the upside, but as we can see that the market did not push around the zone right here. We had a gap and it just continued to tank to the upside to hit our first TP one right here, and we can see that we are currently almost around my TP2, which is my negative 61.8% fib level, around that area right there. So now let's see how the market plays out. I'm going to delete all this. So just last, if you've been watching my analysis, I like to do top-down analysis. So for most, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to a bigger time frame and see how the market is. We can see that we are almost around my negative 61.8% fib level, so there's still a possibility that we might actually hit this before we push to the downside. So if you've been watching my analysis, you know that my negative 61.8% fib level is a reversal zone for me. So which means there's a possibility that we might actually push to my target and continue to tank to the downside. And we can see on this daily time frame right here, we can see that we haven't retested the zone yet. So if we get a rejection around that zone and I'm seeing momentum of a sell, certainly my next target will be definitely around this area right here, which is 103.774. That would be my possible target for a sell. But remember, this is a bigger time frame, right? So now I'm just going to readjust our zone right here. Let's see. So go to my 4-hour time frame. Is there anything I am looking at right now? So I still see a possibility, like I said, of it hitting my target for a reversal. That's a possibility. So we might still push up like that to hit that target before dropping to the downside. So we can see, if you've watched patterns, right, we can see that the way it's actually reacting right now is more of like a rising wedge, right? We can see an impulse, a sort of a correction like this. So I'm expecting a sort of like a continuation to push to the downside, like I said. But we know the market does what it wants to do. So if I see a momentum of buy around 61.8% level, then there's a possibility we might write that up to at least that trend line to give us some sort of a touch of a trend line. If I zoom in as well, we can see where the trend line is coming from. We have let's go to my bigger time frame. You can see we have first touch here, second touch here, a possible top touch around 105.387, which is also my 38.2% fib level. If I zoom out a little bit, so there's a possibility that we might push to this level right here to give us a possible third touch of the trend line right there. So that is a scenario I am looking forward to. So let's see. And we can also see, right, if I draw a zone right around this area, this is a significant zone, my 61.8% fib level, right? We can see we had rejections here, we have rejection here, we sort of have a rejection around here, we have a rejection here as well. So there's a possibility we might get there and start rejecting as well. So we can see that that aligns with market structure. So on DXY, to be honest, because we are almost at my 61.8% fib level, like I mentioned. So there is a possibility for a reversal around that area. But we know we don't predict the market, right? We react to the market. So I'm predicting some sort of likely coming here and continue to tank to the downside to at least around this level right here for a possible retest. Then when we get to this zone right here, we'll determine if we're going to continue to push to the upside or break this zone, retest this zone, give us some sort of a lower high for confirmation of pushing to the downside. As certainly my next target for that would be 103.191, because we can see that those are where there is this imbalance right here that needs to be filled, that hasn't been filled yet. So there's a possibility for us to actually push down there. But let's take it one step at a time. So let's see my all-time frame. I can also draw a trend line right here. Basically, you can draw a trend line anywhere in the market as long as it has two or more touches, right? That's what solidified a trend line, two or more touches. So like I said, right, I'm seeing some sort of like a reversal to the downside, right? We can also call it divergence. I know some people call this kind of pattern divergence, so we can call it a divergence, or we can call it a rising wedge, right? Which is an impulse, a rising wedge, a possible continuation to push to the downside. So certainly, like, the pattern is giving me more of like a push to the downside, to be honest. But let's see how the market plays out, guys, and see. But like I said, I think you might push up a little bit to hit my 61.8% fib level. And I would suggest that when we get to this level, let's be patient to see how the data reacts, right? How the price reacts, I mean, for us to get that more data for our next move. So the way we react around the zone will determine our next move, to be honest. But I'm predicting more of a sell based on my own strategy. My 61.8% is a reversal zone, just like I mentioned earlier. And you can also see this zone right here. I mean, that is a significant zone as well, that we've rejected around that zone multiple times. So there's a possibility that whenever we get to that zone, we might reject around that zone based on prior price action. So that is why I will prefer us to at least be patient, right? But like we know, if the market is going to push to the upside, I want some sort of like a breakup structure, a sort of a retest for confirmation that is not fake out, for us to continue to tank to the upside. And if we tank to the upside, certainly this will be my next target for the up move. That will be my target. But like I said, let's be patient and see how the market plays out. So this is my quick thought on DXY, guys. Let's see. So if I draw, I know this is still kind of like steep, but if I draw a zone right here, we can see that we currently have a breakout zone right around this area based on this. So we can see we almost got to my 61.8% level before reversing. So if I have from here to here, we just had about 34 pips before we get to my 61.8% fib level right here. So now what I'm going to do now is I have different scenarios. There's possibility we might just continue to push up like this from here, right, to this level right here to get before tanking to the downside as a possibility. So just like I said, right, we might continue from how it is right now to tank to the upside right here before pushing to the downside. That's one scenario I'm looking to forward to. Another scenario is we might not actually hit our 61.8% fib level. We might just come to maybe around 61.8% fib level right here for a retracement for us to tank to the downside. So if we are pushing to the downside on DXY, certainly this will be my first target right here, will be my target, and my second target will be around here, right? So that is my, but if we want to buy on DXY to be more safe, right, I would rather let us break the zone right here to be safer, or rather us break the zone for us to actually continue to push to this round right here. So that is my thoughts right now on the XY, guys. Hope you guys find it helpful. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. And I'll see you in my next analysis, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.